So, I am offering a little bit of a background take into my being sensitive, and this is the first video of my secret diaries, Alex in between, that I am starting because in some of my videos in my other channel, Alex Martinez, I actually talk about the subject at hand. I'm not offering much context about me. There are some videos where I talk a little bit about me, but I don't want to make it all about me because I want to focus on my value to you based on my research and the things that I've come across in my experiences and sharing that with you guys. But I thought, well, I want to sometimes add some context of my own story and my own situation and just do like vlogging, which is really what I really wanted to do from the get-go, is to do more like vlogging videos. But I felt like nobody knows who I am, so why would they be interested in getting to know me like that? But I'm just like, you know what, if somebody's interested, then they'll watch it. If not, then that's fine too. I mean, like, I'm not taking it personal, or I'll try not to, being highly sensitive as I am. Anyway, so I am a very sensitive soul, and I am someone who reads between the lines, and I do often find myself feeling different from others, and not in a egoistic way, but in a way where it's just logically apparent. Like, I know that, I am very sensitive. I know that I tend to focus on things that might seem small to others, but for me, it's not small at all, and I've known I was different ever since I was young. I've known that I don't know, I didn't really fit in with my friends when I was young. Like, I felt like I found people to be very cruel, or kids can be very cruel at a young age, but I just didn't identify with that, and I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like everybody was like mean, or a lot of people were mean, and they were very harsh, and so that was the that was the beginning. That's how I came into this world, where I felt like I knew something was off with me, and I didn't understand. It took me many years to realize. When I was in my teens, I started to embrace poetry, the arts. I found that to be, just very inspiring, and I don't think you have to be sensitive to appreciate art and music and stuff, and I'm not implying that. I'm just saying that, like many people, that was my escape. That's how I started to really learn to express myself, through music, through films, and I'm old enough to know, to have gone to watch Titanic in person in 1998. God, I feel so old. In 1998, I went to watch Titanic in the movie theaters with my best friend, with some of my closest friends, and I remember just bawling. I mean, a lot of people were crying in the movie. You don't have to be highly sensitive to cry in the movie, but that's just one example. Like, I cried. Like, I was crying after. I cried when I got home. I thought about it the next day, and I started crying again. Like, I take things very much to heart. Not always, but for the most part, I tend to, especially if it really resonates with me. Or music, even if it's like a song that's not emotional, if the melody is a certain way, or if, I don't know, even if it's like, I don't know, I still might cry for a song that's not meant to be cried to, or if I see something beautiful and I start crying. Like, I have done that before too. I think a lot of us do that. My point is that when you're highly sensitive, you're more likely to do that more often. And the degree in which you feel it is probably going to be a little bit higher than the average person. And, I had to embrace it. I had to embrace my difference. That's why I decided to go to school for psychology, because I wanted to help people. And I work as a life coach now, and I can't call myself a therapist because, obviously, legal reasons, so I call myself a life coach. But of course I help my clients, and they turn to me, and a lot of my clients And this may sound like I'm bragging, but I'm not. I'm just saying. The reason I say this is because I want you guys to know that, myself included or anybody else, even if they're a therapist, they don't have it all figured out. Because a lot of my clients are therapists themselves and doctors themselves. They have problems too. You know, they're people too. You might be surprised as to some of the stuff they confide in me. And you would think, God, I mean, like, but we come into this field, a lot of us, not because we are oracles, but because we care and we know what it's like to be in that situation, and we want to help people. And maybe some of us have a gift at talking with people and inspiring them. You don't have to be perfect to guide someone. Many of us give advice to our friends. It's really no different. It's just with practice, you get better at your delivery, you get better at your tone. You know, people tell me all the time, Alex, your voice is so soothing. Like, you know, I could listen to you all day, which makes me feel good. I don't think I could listen to myself all day. I don't get it, but other people have told me that I have a very soothing voice, and to me it's normal because I'm all that I've known. But yeah, I mean, I've learned to embrace my being different in a way, instead of seeing the worst in it. Because before, I used to just I used to feel very insecure. I felt like something was wrong with me. I felt like, I don't know, like I was weird, or I was just different in not a good way, because I was constantly thinking, goodness, why would I be so sensitive and emotional about XYZ? Like, you know, why do I care so much? Why am I so devastated? Like, things like breakups and stuff, like, it hits you harder, you know, when you're a highly sensitive person, or if you lose a family member. So, I don't know, I decided at some point that I was going to embrace my uniqueness and capitalize on it and use it to my advantage, which is why I decided to go back to school and to study therapy, and why I decided to do this and connect with people. I want to connect with people. I want to inspire people. I want to offer them insight and information in a way that is digestible, and I want them to know that I care, you know? That's why I'm doing all of this, is because I want to connect with people. And being someone who's very shy and sensitive, I realized at some point that, well, I could use this to my advantage, because I know there's a lot of people out there who are sensitive too, who are in recovery, like myself. I didn't talk about that, but that's a whole separate can of worms. But in a nutshell, I believe that the reason why I got sucked up into substance abuse in my 20s was because I was very sensitive and I didn't know how to effectively manage my emotions, and I just found this escape and I got carried away. And you know, I mean, anxiety medication was what I got addicted to. It was something that helped me to calm down, but it became my worst enemy. So, but I overcame that, and that's also why I want to work with substance abuse too, as well. So, that's a little bit of background information. I wanted to just open up a little bit and give you a little bit of background as to, you know, my personal thoughts and my story. Of course, I can go on and on and on and on. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more another time, but I do have to get going because I need to edit these videos. I need to think about what I'm going to do for dinner. I need to finish folding some laundry and putting it away. And it's been sitting on my couch for like a week now, and I need to put it away. So I'm committed to doing that today. And yeah, I have to do some homework. So, and I have clients later. Maybe that was a little bit all unsolicited, but whatever. I'm just sharing it because I do want to talk about this more in depth some other time. Anyway, so what are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you identify with anything that I said? Do you find yourself as not being a sensitive person? I'm really curious with those of you who are not really sensitive. Like, what do you think about people like me? Do you think we're pansies? So let me know in the comments. Please subscribe to my channel. This is my new channel. I am just starting it just today. So if you like it, you'll be one of the first ones. And If I ever get famous, then I will definitely remember you guys. Probably won't happen, but hey, we can relish on the thought. So, but who knows? I mean, whatever. We'll see what happens. But this is very exciting for me to do. To be able to put this out there and connect with people, even if it's just a few people. The idea of me connecting with many of you, or some of you, and sharing my story, and maybe it's something that you relate with, that's what it's about. It's about connection. So have a good one. Happy Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. I can't even talk. I will see you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm doing a video on emotional intelligence and connecting that with sensitive people or highly sensitive persons. So that will be very interesting. I think you'll be very surprised as to some of the things that I share with you, that I stumbled upon. So, and I plan to do another video like this, more of a diary video about myself, and talking about just like more freeform talking, I guess you could say. All my videos are freeform, but this is a little bit more in depth and unscripted, and just like, we're just having a conversation like friends. So on that note, friend, I hope you have a good one. Please stay safe and take care. I know I said that like 3 times, but this time I mean it. Goodbye.